Okay, hello fourth graders. Um, Today for math we are going to be doing some long division, and the sheet that you should have in front of you is the long division helper house. I'm just going to walk you through how to do long division. This is the standard algorithm that we practiced the other day. So you're just going to walk through this with me, and then we're going to turn over to the back and try another one after we're done with this one. Okay, so you'll see that this is formed like a house, and we have our divisor here. The divisor is what's knocking at the door. The dividend is what's in the house, so that's what you're dividing into. The quotient is the answer to a division problem, and then a remainder goes in the chimney. So remainder is anything that you have left that can't be divided equally. So there's a few steps that we can follow in order to divide here. So the first one, I added this, so I want you to write this in. Divide, multiply, subtract or minus, and then bring down. So anytime that you're listening to a screencast, if you need to pause and get something written, just do just that. Pause your screen, get it written, and then press play and continue listening. So at this point, you should have the word divide and a division symbol up here. You should have 923 here as your dividend, and you should have 3 as your divisor. So get your paper set up like that. Once you have that, we are going to look at or listen to our new division song. So this is going to be a song that we're going to listen to during math for warm-ups. We're not going to listen to the whole thing, but I'm going to give you a little preview because it goes over the steps. And so I was thinking maybe you could get the steps in your head for when we're going over it today. So let's see here. This is the song.
Hey yo, we back at it again.
This is as big as
This one's for the kids who say they can't do math. Feeling on the track. Yeah, you can. Nothing can stop you, so just listen up. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Oh yo, I'm gonna teach you something about long division. After watching this, so do it with more precision. I'm coming at you hot. My name's T. Billy. Counting massive divisor and dividend. First divide these two numbers. Multiply. Then multiply 6 times 6. Subtract 36 minus 36. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. This one's for all the students with the dedication, sharp pencils. They always pay attention. They work hard, man. They never quit. When there's a problem, this kid can solve it. 7 fits into 49 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 minus 49 is 0. Well, do it again. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back.
Okay, so we know our steps are to divide, multiply, and subtract, and then bring down. So let's look at our page here. The front of this long division helper house, we have 923 divided by 3. So the first step we're going to do is to divide. So we're going to think, how many times can 3 go into 9 without going over? If you don't know your multiplication facts as well, you can always count out by your divisor. 3, 6, 9, 12. Oops, I went over. So it goes in exactly 3 times. Okay, so for our divide step, 3 divided by 9 is 3. And we're going to put that 3 above the 9. So that was divide. Now we're going to multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. Put that down in the basement. Then we're going to subtract. 9 minus 9 is 0. And then bring it down. We're going to bring down the 2 here. And then in the song, when they say bring it on back, that just means, we did both of these. When they say bring it on back, that just means we start over. Once we get to this point, we still have 2 left here. So we are going to bring it on back. So we're back at divide. 3's knocking at the door. 2 is home. Can 3 go into 2? No, because 2 is smaller. So it goes in 0 times. Then we're going to multiply. 3 times 0, we know is 0. When we subtract, we're going to do 2 minus 0 is 2. Bring down the 3. Now, how many times does 3 go into 23? So 3 goes into 23. So we have 12, 15. I'm going to go until I get to 23. We're over. 18, 21, 24. Oops, I went over. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this goes in 7 times. 3 goes into 23 7 times. So we put the 7 up top. That was our divide. Now we have to multiply. 3 times 7 is, we ran out of room here, 21. Now we have to subtract. 23 minus 21 is 2. Now, 3 doesn't go into 2, and we have nothing left to bring down. We've brought down the 9, 2, and the 3. So we know that this is our remainder. So our answer is 307 with a remainder of 2. Okay? So you're just going to follow those steps to divide. It helps a lot if you write out the multiples of 3 and then figure out how many times it goes in. Go ahead and flip your paper. We're going to do this problem next. 826 divided by 4. So go ahead and get that written on the back of your paper. Now, I'm also going to write divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So my first step is to divide. So 4 goes into 8 how many times? 4, 8, oh, it goes in perfectly, 2 times. So 4 divided by 8 is 2. Okay, so that was our divide. Now we're going to multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. And then we're going to subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. And we're going to bring that down. Bring down the 2. Okay. Then we're going to start over with divide. 4 is knocking at the door. 2's home. 4 can't go into 2, so it goes in 0 times. 4 times 0 is 0. Then we're going to subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. And then we have to bring down. So now 4 goes into 26, because we start all over at divide. 4 is knocking at the door. 26 is home. 4 goes into 26. How many times? 4, 8, 12, 16. I'm writing out the multiples of 4. I'm trying to get to 26 and not go over, or as close to 26 as I can get. 20, 24, Don't forget to pause the video if you get behind. 28. Uh-oh, I went over. So how many times does it go in without going over? 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes in 6 times. So 4 goes into 26 6 times. 4 times 6 is 24. Now we have to subtract. 26 minus 24 is 2. That becomes your remainder because we have nothing left to bring down, and it's left over. So that goes in the chimney. So 206 with a remainder of 2 is our answer. Okay. After this, after you've watched this, you have nothing else to do. All I wanted you to do was watch this and follow along. When you turn in your paper to the substitute, it should look like this. You should have written all this out, listened to me teach it. You should have written all this out and listened to me teach it. If your paper looks like this, you may press stop and get 2 MobyMax lessons and 1 reflex green light. Okay. Remember that I'm going to be sending messages to parents this week about our green lights, our Lexia, our MobyMax, and iReady. Okay, so take your time that you have today very seriously to get those 2 MobyMax, get your green light, and then during Starbucks mode this afternoon, get those Lexia units and iReady. Okay? All right, I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye.